What's going on? Did you do the snow dance today to get out of work? This is unreal. What do we need to do?
Nothing, I've done it already. Thanks for asking.
What do you mean?
20 hours in.
I just put some plants in.
How many?
Whatever was on the back steps.
Yeah. You need to take that in.
All right. Good job, honey. This is what happens when you have an emergency, a weather emergency. We're in the bunker, the basement bunker. Hi. Hi. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm disappointed that none of you all came out to help me.
What are you talking about?
No.
Go upstairs and tell me there aren't plants all over the place.
4 trays of that, but look at these things.
Look, yeah. Hey, you did great. You saved all these plants all by yourself. You can take all the credit for it. I'll put it in the credits. Thank you.
A typical April spring morning in New York. Ugh, this just makes me sick. I mean, I should be used to it by now, literally. I mean, everything is just frozen. I mean, it's still 29 degrees out. Everything's pouting. The bleeding hearts are even pouting, and they love early stuff. But they look good. It's still 29. We're only gonna get a high of 43 today. Ugh, it's terrible. Look at my poor tree peony. It's pouting. All of the branches are bent over, and the buds are right there with it. I have some peonies on the ground over there that are definitely bent over. Everything is pouting, including myself. You know, the tulips and the daylilies. The daylilies look a little darker green than normal, but they should be fine. Luckily, this tree peony hadn't leafed out or put up buds yet. This is the orangey yellow ones are always later to leaf out. So it's probably a better thing for this area. Let's check on my little orange dream maple, because this was starting to put on some good color. It's pouting a little. You can see the branches are kind of hung over, but it looks okay for being in the freezing temperatures for 10 hours. We were under freezing for 10 hours. Ugh. If you're anything like me, I can't stand this stuff. Like last night, you just go to bed and hope for the best. Like my red bud. The blooms still look okay, but boy, I would not want to miss that bloom over a frost. My husband just came back from putting the kids on the bus, and he's going to think I'm crazy. I'm out here in flip-flops. 29 degrees, checking on my new growth. Everything looks okay. You know, definitely tree peonies are the most pouting. Here's another Japanese maple that was sort of starting to leaf out. It didn't get as far, but like, look, you can tell it's just not happy. We're gonna head over to my sun garden. So this is the garden by the downspout. The mucdania, you know, this is already in its full glory, so it's definitely pouting and laying down. Yeah. That's what you get when you get to plant in zone 5B. When our last frost date's May 21st, and we are a month away from it. But look at this poor thing. This is my $175 tree peony. It is not happy. There's the bud hanging down. Oh my God. If for some reason this doesn't make it, and I mean the plant itself will make it, but there was one year where this happened and the buds, I lost the buds, I lost the bloom. But the plant had to rejuvenate itself and put up new growth. was very, very heartbreaking, and that does not look good. Alliums, you know, alliums have rebounded quite well in the snow and the freezing temps. So I'm not overly concerned about those. Here's another pink tree peony. You know, this one, you know, this is what they do. They are pouting big time. And I don't blame them. Daffodils are pouting. New York weather, man. Another reason to get out. Although we have a chickadee that's checking out a box. No heat in that unit. I guess he knows. Yeah, so anyway, just wanted to come out and do this. Take a little tour. Onions, they'll be fine. My lettuce box, you know, lettuce is generally hardy, although I can't see them now, so who knows if they're okay. The clematis is not entirely happy, but they're early anyway, so I feel like they tolerate this cold a little bit better. My Walter Main's peony, not happy and definitely frozen. I'm gonna leave that be until it hits a whopping 43 today. And one last tree peony. Eek. Freaking New York. Ugh. As if we don't stress about enough in our gardens already, right? But they all look the same. So we'll check back in a couple hours when it's above freezing. And hopefully they rebound and I don't lose my entire tree peony bloom this year.
What's happening, honey? Let us know.
I'm freezing.
It is a little chilly out here.
A high of 40 freaking 2 is what we got to today. And you know what? The snow melted, so that's it. But I literally have been hibernating all day. Like, this vest is just not doing it justice. But anyway, all my tree peonies were sulking today and pouting, so I wanted to show an update because they did rebound a little bit, except for my most expensive one, which is really pouting still. But I wanted to show you that everything kind of, you know, the snow melted off of it and it really rebounded. So that tree peony, which was bent over like literally 180 degrees, facing the ground, and the buds are standing back up. The peonies are all standing back up. You know, everything kind of rebounded a little bit, even only getting to 43 degrees. So I was happy about that. We'll show you the other ones over here.
So what's the deal with this frost and previous frosts that we had? Because you and me used to like raid the linen closet. We'd be running around covering plants. Why didn't we do that this time?
Because after 10 years of doing this, the same results happen, whether I cover them or not. The temperature still drops below freezing. Last night I almost covered just to make myself feel better, but it's really not necessary. Oh, but remember in the early spring garden tour, I was talking about this big hydrangea and how in a perfect season that 2021 could be, that the side buds here, if they made it through the late spring frosts, it would be covered in blooms, because a lot of people buy these and they end up never blooming. You only get the foliage, and that's because the late season frost killed them. So you can see like some of them are no good, but toward the bottom, like these actually look still green.
Dog's a nut. So these are
the ones near the base are new growth, but the ones that are on here are last year's growth. See how this bud looks terrible? Yeah. That's still green, so that will actually produce a flower if we don't lose it tonight in our 29-degree temperature night.
So all these branches that look kind of dead are actually alive and they're gonna like start budding?
Not after tonight, but some of them could. Like some of them did survive. You can see some green up on the stalks, and those are the ones that have the buds. So if we don't lose them tonight, there's a good chance I'll have some flowers for the first time in like years.
So there's nothing we could really do to save this?
What do you mean save it? It's
Like,
alive.
well, like save it tonight from the cold temperature.
Yes, you stand out here with a hair dryer and you wrap it in a blanket and you sing it lullabies.
I won't have to. You'll be out here breathing heavy all night. Oh my God, oh my God. Fine. Oh, what about this one? Wasn't this like your baby?
No, this is the high noon one, but they're the yellow and the orangey tree peonies. They leaf out later than everybody else, so these don't even really have the buds out yet. These are fine. It's the ones that leafed out and budded up already, that have a bud the size of a quarter already. Those are the ones that suffer. Like my prize peony over here. Look at it. It's still pouting. It's like wind blown and it's just sad. I'm sad for it. I just want to give it a hug.
This is the very expensive.
Yes, and you know what? It's okay. It is okay. It is going to do fine. But tonight, like it hasn't recovered 100%. See how it's all still like leaning, and look, it's sad. You know, these got really hurt. But it's okay. But we have another night coming up tonight that is gonna hit it. So I'm hoping that one does okay, or I'm gonna have another expensive spring. But obviously, like hyacinths do fine. Like the catmint, it's out in its full glory. Nothing else really looks crappy.
It is amazing how quickly this garden grew in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And that peony seems like it's doing pretty good over there.
Well, that one rebounded. It's still kind of like, ugh. It has a hangover, it looks like.
Well, wouldn't you be like,
yes,
if you had to stay out here in the cold?
I don't blame it. I honestly, I feel like that today. I feel like just mopey and sad and pouting. I do. This weather is horrendous.
Oh, so it's not me?
Well, partially. And then this one was definitely leaned over, but this one's pretty resilient. This one has had this happen to it before. Any of the tree peonies that are an early bloomer, you kind of get that. They get out, they jump start, they make the buds, and then they're like, oh, it's really cold, and we still have a month yet to deal with this. This might not be the last one, so.
So what would you recommend to anybody right now who's home panicking over peonies? What can they do?
Call me.
And cry about it?
No. There's really nothing you can do, but I hope that you know, just by seeing this, like, this was 29 degrees for 9 hours last night. So it was a pretty long span of time that they were under freezing, and they did look like they were, you know, bending over and dying, but with a little bit of sunshine, and I mean a little, like 43 degrees little, they did rebound a little bit. And tonight it's only going down to 30. Like, it's a big difference, but it's not going to hit 30 until like 1 a.m. So it's like a shorter amount of time. It's going to be under freezing. Do you know what I mean? Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
It's less amount of time that they're going to be frozen tonight. So hopefully, if they responded okay to last night, this will be a walk in the park for them. This viburnum, last year, all of these clusters of buds froze May 9th, and I have that day burned into my brain, because the entire thing, all the buds got frostbite and fell off, and I got no berries, no blooms, but it's still like, it leafed out and it did its best. But you know,
so,
we plant for blooms. It's frustrating.
So there's like no product you can buy on the market that you can spray, like a plant to keep it from getting frostbit or something like that, right?
No, you can dig it up and bring it in the house.
Well, yeah, we've done that. I think we brought in 150
oh, I wanted
plants
to check on my
last
lettuce.
night.
Oh, and these, my Walter Mains. This one was pouting so bad this morning. He literally was touching the ground. And I say he because the variety is Walter Mains, and that sounds like a boy, so he's a he. But I wanted to check on my lettuce. because all of my cool season crops got planted. Like, I mean, they're babies, seedlings. So look, what are you standing so far away for?
Well, I wanted everybody to see that
You're not going to see anything. They're tiny. Come over here.
You did finally plant something in the box.
Yes. So I have little red fire lettuce. And you know what? They're pretty tough. I have broccoli in the middle. These little guys. And my kale is starting to sprout its first true leaf, so I'm excited about that. I really need to mulch these though, because it looks like they got a little bit heaved out last night.
Who's eating kale?
What do you mean, who's eating kale?
Like, are we eating kale?
You do?
We do?
Yeah.
When?
What do you mean, when? In salad?
Oh. All right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I bet.
What do we have over here?
Over here we have like little Swiss chard. Yeah, look, see how it got a little burnt on the edges? That's not sunburn, that's winter burn. This one got a little fried too. It must be the certain type, because there's like yellow and red. I did the rainbow chard because they're really pretty and they're edible.
Whoa.
Look at these little guys. They don't care. They're like happy, right?
Those are pretty cool.
Except they're like self-seeding right in the middle of the walkway, but I can't bring myself to yank them out. Yeah, onions are fine. Garlic's fine. So, I mean, everything will recover. You know, we have another night, which I don't, here's me. Oh, we made it through last night. Everything will be fine tomorrow. And then I'll come out tomorrow and be crying my eyes out because everything sucks. But
I'll be sure to catch it on video though.
yeah, I'm sure you will. You get me at my finest moments. Everybody thinks I'm a royal biatch.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm annoying, so guess what?
We're a good combination.
Yes.
See, look at this one was also bent over and pouting, and now look at it. It looks beautiful.
Peony power.
Power.
Oh my goodness
Sorry,
gracious,
yes.
it's getting cold outside, honey.
Yes, I'm out of here.
See ya.